So, as we said earlier, still a lot of questions surrounding this case. And for more, Connie Lee is joining us in the studio. So, could it really be him?
Right, Chetty. Well, that's the question that many people in Korea are asking themselves today. First, because of the timing of this announcement, given that the body was found well over a month ago. In fact, today, the National Police Agency did admit to mishandling the case. In particular, they mentioned failing to immediately connect the body found in June to Yoo Byung-eun, and how and where he was found and what he was wearing, and all the items found could have been clues to who he was.
Right, and among the items was a book that he wrote himself, and so that's a very, it seems very odd. If you're running away from authorities, you're carrying your own book, but and it does seem to indicate that perhaps that clue, along with the others, could have been more revealing earlier on.
Right, you're exactly right, Sean. Well, his body was found in the city of Suncheon, which is about 4 hours south of Seoul, and also the place where he was apparently last seen alive. The place was actually where police was heavily searching. And the fact that the body was found wearing a very high-priced Italian jacket could have helped. Now here's a mock-up graphic of how he was found. Well, Yoo's body was apparently found lying on his back with a hat on, but without his shoes on. Now a cloth throw bag was also found at his side with the phrase "Love Like a Dream," which is actually the title of his book that he wrote. Now that was etched in the cloth bag. Now what's inside the bag is interesting. Authorities say that they found alcohol bottles. Now, Yoo was said not to be a drinker, but there were alcohol bottles found near his body. Could it be his? We don't know yet. And his body was such in a bad shape that it was very hard to identify him.
But how fast does a body decompose? I mean, he was last seen alive in May, and when his body was found in June, his body is so decomposed that they don't even recognize him.
So I talked to a forensic expert on that point, and he said that because the body was outdoors in the field, it was badly damaged. And because it was so decomposed and damaged, the DNA testing took longer. Let's take a listen.
DNA testing is a technique, so it doesn't take long. However, the amount of time it takes is determined by the state of the body. If it was a fresh body, then DNA test results come out right away. But in the case with Yoo Byung-eun, his body was badly decomposed, so officials had to get DNA from his bones. And getting results from that is more difficult. His body was badly damaged because it was outdoors. It not only decomposed, but it was probably affected by flies and other insects. This probably had more of an effect on the body than just the decomposition.
All right. And for now, suicide is suspected, but it could be other scenarios. You never know.
Right. Well, police have said foul play doesn't look like it was foul play, but because they don't know what exactly caused his death, they can't say any conclusions yet. The officials said that they can't focus too much on the manner of death until they find out what caused the death, and that's exactly what investigators are now doing.
Okay, well, thank you, Connie. It seems like we are at the end of this chapter in this latest saga.
You're right.